Hey, my beautiful friends, how are you? I hope that you are well and rested and that you get to feel the joy and the happiness and the liftedness of today. I'm your friend Kevin. This is your Divine Daily Blast. Let's get right to it. So, we're going to start off with the Angel Numerology 8 success today. Really all about success. It is abundance, prosperity, not necessarily just in money and finance, that could be part of it, but I would say really it's a day to be coronated. The choices we make on an 8-day are favorable, if prayers get answered. So whatever affirmations you need to make on an 8-day, get to it. Affirming that your life is working out perfectly for you, or always works out perfectly for you, or I am filled with joy and happiness today. That is a mark of success, and you are honoring your guides, your spirits, your angels, those who have passed into spirit world. You're honoring them on a number 8 angel numerology day. Now, if you want a little bit more extra help from the 8, get the King of Pentacles or the King of Earth card if you've got a tarot deck. Also call upon Archangel Ariel and Archangel Jophiel. They are colored in pink. Jophiel being a beautiful, bright magenta pink. She is the Archangel over the Garden of Eden, the beauty of God. Ariel is strength and courage. She is the Archangel of abundance. She's also the Archangel over animals. Her color is, in my opinion, a very soft, pale baby pink, almost coral. Like it's got a little copper to it. All right, moving on. The world is not broken. I am perfectly lined up. It is if you want it to be. It isn't if you don't want it to be. What are you affirming and aligning yourself with? Are you aligning yourself with the lies that the world is broken, falling apart? And some people could look at it that way. That is investing in fear, not faith. That is investing in, well, I'm looking at it like life is a mess. Well, in some respects it can be. But what about your life? We're talking about you and your life. Are you aligning with being lined up perfectly? Now, I learned this morning through my meditation that right before a miracle happens, there is a mess. Whenever you've got to line up or align up, the universe sends you something to remove. And in that removal process, there's dust, there's debris, there's the old way of thinking, the old way of doing things, the old way that you used to work with, they get collapsed. But then right out of it comes the miracle. So you could affirm, if you want to, out of a mess, miracles are made. I love that. Everything I say and do leads me to more and more greatness. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so the moon today is in the sign of Taurus, and we are right slap dab in the official eclipse season, which is amping up the power, energetic power. If you've got dreams about romance, riches, or whatever it is you want to do to manifest in your life on a positive, high beat, romantic, loving, kind, joyful way, the moon is favorable for you to be doing that today. A message from Archangel Zadkiel. Call upon me, the Archangel of Memory, when you need to increase your mental abilities. Remember the facts or release of unhappy memories. My memory is perfect. I remember everything easily. Now, whenever we recall things, bring things up, a little revision, a mental revision, there are two ways of looking at it. One can be, that wasn't so good. The other can be, I remember this person, this situation, that job, whatever that is, in good ways. If you have some memories that pop up that are a little daunting, difficult, challenging, that is coming up in your mental mindset. Your, I think they call it the RAS, whatever that is, right in the front cortex of your brain, the frontal cortex. It gets developed somewhere in your teens. It's what your mind focuses on. It's where your focus is. If your focus, your mind, your mental memory has been led to something unpleasant, something rather difficult, you're either being shown it to give you an idea of how far you've come and how much you've grown, or you're being shown it for you to bless it and let it go. Sometimes these really challenging, difficult memories show up for us to be released from them, for us to be free from them. And it isn't that the universe wants to stir up your memory bank to tell you you've done something wrong or that we want to keep chastising you. However, if you continue to focus on the doubts and the fears and what's going wrong with you in your life, that's going to keep showing up. So sometimes our memory serves as a mirror for us to clean up the mess. From the mess, the magic happens. We can't get to clean and tidy joy without experiencing some challenges. Commander Ashtar is with us all week long. Leadership activation. This is a time to evolve, to trust in your ability to guide others. Think about it. When you start looking at successful people, when we start looking at people that see the world as being perfectly lined up, when we start seeing people who everything they touch turns to gold, we want to know what they did. We want some of that. We want to dig into some of that. So, Commander Ashtar is coming in this week to show us the way through it. He's the commander of all the extraterrestrial to non-physical entities and energies that are being guided and lined up for us this week to make something positive and upbeat happen. Metatron is our angel activator this week. Now, Metatron can be seen on many tarot decks, riding or driving the Chariot card. And Metatron says you've got a divine calling. So your activation message is, I am ready to fulfill the call of my soul. Trust that what you're doing, what you're facing, what you're looking at, what's in your frontal lobe has everything to do with what you are here to heal, what you are here to forgive, not just in this particular lifetime, but generations. You may be the catalyst, and you are likely, if you're listening to this and you're tuning into it, you have likely aligned with the energy that you are putting a stop to the generational missteps of your ancestors. And your ancestors are on the other side of the veil, the non-physical world, cheering you on. Many of our ancestors came into physical embodiment with a purpose, and that purpose did not get fulfilled because of society's influence, because society did not allow it. And I'll use a case in point, women's right to vote. When my grandmother came into the world in the early 1900s, women were not permitted to vote. And once a woman, and this is in England, and I think Europe was a little more progressive. Well, America was progressive in different ways. But women, once they married, were not permitted to go to work. If a woman took a job, her husband was seen as being not able to provide for his wife. Therefore, he was looked at as being someone who wasn't doing a very good job of being a husband. So you see the point. Women all the way through the 19th and somewhat the 20th and a little bit into the 21st century as having to work hard to put pay to their ancestral abuses, the generational, like we have to move forward. So, you know, we have a little bit of a mess going on. Women, strong women came forward. Now we are in a point in our lifetime where more and more and more women are at the front of leaderships, CEOs, Yesterday I watched the closing ceremony of the Winter Olympics, and here comes the chairman. I guess she's the CEO, chairman of the International Olympic Committee, a decorated Olympian herself. And her message was just wonderful, was one of unity, of peace, bringing all these countries together, but more rippling out to the whole world. And she's a woman. The divine feminine is giving us permission to have these wonderful, joyful, happy, upbeat feelings. And Metatron is calling us forward to say, stand with those who feel marginalized or who feel, they aren't getting too far forward. And he's saying, you got a purpose. You're here to make a difference. And it must begin where you are right now. You have to declare, what is my purpose and why am I here? Let the universe show you. Could be just to spread joy. Could be just to be the example of joy and happiness. That's perfect. Monday the 23rd of February, according to Louise Hay, and she's got a lovely image of this calf. I forgot what they call these cows. But when they get to adulthood, they've got these long, flowy, shaggy coats. I don't know if they call them Hereford cow, but they're just delightful. Her message is, I keep in mind that love is the most powerful force there is. And loving myself is one of the best habits I can develop. And it's not easy. It is really not easy. Any of you that have followed mirror work, that stood in the mirror and said, I absolutely love you and I absolutely approve of you and everything about you is just joyful. That is not easy to do. Because we get told, we get pointed out that our flaws, somebody teaches us the opposite of it. You're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not this, you're not that. And we even say it to ourselves. I said it. I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, there's something wrong with me. For many years I did that. And in my late teens and early 20s, illegal chemicals and alcohol was a lovely, lovely way to anesthetize those feelings and those thoughts until I got it together. Till I realized I'm hurting myself even more. I won't go into that. The tarot card for today, remember I pull 7 cards on a Sunday for the week ahead, is Temperance. Now in this card, Temperance can be seen as the opposite of the Chariot. So if you're familiar with the tarot and you know what the image of the Chariot is, usually driven by Metatron, and it's a chariot flying through the air with a black horse and a white horse, barreling through the world, seeing things as black or as white. And the general energy of the Chariot card is brute strength and force of will. So Temperance, on the other hand, we start to analyze the powers. We start to mature those powers of awareness. We start to add in different shades of grey to the black and the white, subtle distinctions that pursue our interest in a way that everyone's happy, or at least seems to be satisfied. And this is where we see this angel of temperance coming in, pouring from a little bit of the yellow, a little bit of the blue, if you get my meaning. Shades of grey, subtle distinctions are shown by this pouring of light from the 2 pictures. So it's this angel doesn't really have a gender. She was just mixing ingredients in here in order to form a carefully calibrated whole image. You can see the wings and the headdress and the elaborate beadwork on the card, her beadwork around the neck. I once looked at this card and said that would make a fabulous Halloween headdress. So the key words for this card and for today's energy, and with the success and the moon being in Taurus, is carefully combine all your ingredients to form a harmonious whole within yourself. Shades of grey, subtle distinctions, simple answers, measure, calibration, a solution that includes satisfying everyone, the negativity being neutralized. Maybe you want to please everybody, but you can't. So what you do is you find a way to compromise on things. Now, astrologically speaking, this brings the sign of Sagittarius. They're all about compromising. They are all about being the great mediators. Sagittarius folks are broadening the mind through religion, philosophy, writing, reading, poetry, artistic endeavors. So that's our card for the day. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Fairies, fairies everywhere. Come forth. We want a message. We want a grounding. Well, we had grounding yesterday. That was fabulous how that worked out. Let's see what you've got to bring us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's getting to be a little bit warmer, so I'm going to be calling on Beatrice and Gertrude to come out of their hiding place. Gifts. Ooh. Now, I think, well, this is like, look at this. It's a little pot plant with some flowers in it. And our fairy queen of gifts is saying to be open to gifts, but not just receiving gifts, but be open to the idea of giving gifts too. And the gift you give could be simply you. You could be the gift that people want. You could be the enthusiastic cherubim or fun person that everybody sees and everybody wants to be around and wants to dip into, if that makes sense. Let's see, what else can I say about gifts? Gifts aren't necessarily physical. There's a gift in seeing a full moon, or looking at a shooting star, or hearing a bird sing, or many other magical wonders of nature. They're totally free of the material world. So the universe has this infinite well of generosity. And all we have to do is feel it. Feel it within our heart, see it on our face, the gift of being in the now, being in the present. That is a gift. Now, what I'm also feeling with all of this is we're lifting up and out and away from so much dependency on the material. And we're moving more into a shift towards us going inward and seeing the power that we have within our heart space, within our joy space, within our happiness space. And we're seeing that there's a great deal of folks that are still struggling, that are still having challenges, are still seeing the world through a half-empty glass. And I think as we step up to light, we step up to love, we step up to joy, we step up to happiness, and as we begin to do our own work, and it's work, there is a work involved with worry, there is angst and anxiety, all of that. We are now clearing through what are we focusing on and what are we attracting. If this is the energy we're attracting, at some point we have to bless it, be grateful that we learned the lesson and move on from it. All right, my friends, that's it from me for today. Listen, I'm grateful that all of you are here. I'm grateful if you're staying with it all the way through this video. And Lord knows I am grateful for all of your comments. It keeps us all connected in love, in light, in love. Until tomorrow, bye for now.